Hey, this is JD Frost. Welcome to the Daily Ledger podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. I think that in order to build conviction, you got to get to a place to where you have no other decision other than to change. Like, you've got to get to that place where you reach a low, or some other catastrophic event happens in your life to where you're like, this has got to change. This has got to be different. And I think for me, when I started writing my goals down every day and I started applying the Daily Ledger to my life was in November of 2019. I'd heard about people writing down goals. I'd heard about Grant Cardone talking about writing down goals every day. I didn't really believe that he actually did it twice a day. I was like, you know what? I'm going to be the person that shows people that I'm literally writing my goals down twice a day. Like, I hear Grant Cardone talking about it, and I have a lot of respect for him and everything, but I haven't ever really seen him do it. I've never really seen that. I haven't seen it on a video or anything. Like, I hear him talking about it all the time, and he always says that the number one reason for his success is because he's writing his goals down twice a day. So at that point in time of my life, of my career, I had just gone through a breakup with my partner. I had lost a lot of employees at that time, went from 42 people down to 8 people. I had banks calling me on loans. I had a number of clients that were leaving our company at that time, and I was kind of at that low. I was at a place where I didn't know where else to turn. And that happened over the last third and fourth quarter of that year. And in November of 2019, I was like, I literally watched a video about Cardone talking about writing down his goals. And I was like, I'm going to do this. And from then on, every single day, I have written down my goals. I haven't missed a day. And what changed after I started doing that, and the kind of distraction almost from the turmoil I was going through and the problems that we had, it was almost like a distraction every single day that I could go and write down those goals. And I knew if I did that, if I just did that, I could accomplish anything. If I stayed consistent. And what happened is, over the next few months, 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, everything started changing significantly. And I believe that a lot of that came from writing down my goals twice a day. And so that's how I ended up building conviction. So the way you build conviction is getting to that place where you have to make that decision to change. And there's no other decision that you can make at all other than that one decision. And you got to accept that you have that you've got a problem, which for me it was very difficult. I didn't want to accept that. It takes me a long time to learn lessons. I'm a little bit of a slow learner, and I'm not really going to change until my back's up against the wall. I don't know if you're the kind of person that is like that or not, but that's who I am, and so. When you, at least in sobriety, when you finally get to that place where you actually see something work, finally. For me in sobriety, I tried everything. I tried to where I would only drink beer. I would only drink this. I would only drink wine. I would only drink on Thursdays or whatever it was. I mean, it never really worked. I mean, nothing was going to work unless I just stopped drinking alcohol. And so the thing that built the conviction around that is that I finally found a way to overcome it. And I finally had enough people know about the problem, the accountability that was created around that built the conviction that was needed. And Rocky Garza, that works with us all the time, he's got some kind of cool saying with building conviction. It's like 4 C's or 3 C's or something like that. And I want to give him credit for this. It's, you got to have clarity. I don't remember the second C, but you got to have courage. And then that's where conviction comes from. You got to have clarity on the situation. Like, I got a problem here. And that helps you to build that conviction. Once you see that it works, once you see the change, in building conviction, you got to give it enough time to where you start to see the changes. When you have a good habit, you're going to know that it's a good habit because you're going to see the change within at least 2 to 3 weeks. You're either going to feel better, you're going to act better, you're going to have a better attitude. You'll know if it's working. And that will create the conviction. I really appreciate you listening to the Daily Ledger podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you have a great day.